Hello everyone, welcome back to Rank Talks Ball as the second half between Auckland City, they had to restart, okay, there we go. The second half between Boca Juniors and Auckland City has begun, and we're not in great spirits, being honestly. We're not in great spirits. I just came back from school. I was in a course, narrating and commentary course. You know that I study sports journalism, and so I'm taking a course there where I'm learning about commentating and narrating games. And today they assigned me the task of commentating the Bayern Munich Benfica game. They assigned me the first 30 minutes, and then they decided to keep me for the entirety of the first half, and so that's why I arrived late. I was supposed to be back home even before the first half even ended, but I ended up staying for the entirety of the second half, for the entirety of the first half, commentating the Bayern Benfica game, and it was just disastrous, horrible from Bayern Munich. Obviously, they ended up fielding a B team. No Kane, no Musiala was injured against Boca, so that makes sense. No Olise, no one basically. No Kimmich, no Goretzka, so like it was pretty bad from Bayern's perspective. Benfica were by far the better team. Bayern had like one shot from Sané that went over the crossbar. Müller had a chance, but he couldn't control it. Benfica were by far the better team. Di Maria had a shot from outside the box that was saved by Neuer using his fingertips, and a great goal scored there by the Norwegian winger. I was just commentating that game. How do I not remember his name? Anyway, great goal from Benfica. They are deservedly 1-0 up in that game. They are currently topping that group. And yeah, Boca did get a goal. Di Lolo with a header, although they were telling me that apparently it was an own goal by the keeper. We hit the post a few times. I was listening to that because we had someone like kind of tell us what was going on in the Boca game. But like, I knew that it was going to be so hard for us because we had to score 6 or 7 goals to like not depend on how many goals Bayern and Benfica actually got. But like, even though Auckland City are an amateur team, they have other jobs and whatever, they are not professionals. Scoring 7 or 6 goals past someone, it's not easy. It's not easy, especially for a team like Boca. We're not used to scoring that many goals. We scored earlier this year, we put 5 past a team that was in the 4th division in a cup game. And before that, the last time we had scored 8 goals or like 7 or more goals was in 2021. And it was like a very random game. I don't know what was going on in that game. So scoring 6 or 7 goals, I knew it was going to be difficult even if it was against Auckland. Just because we don't really have that much of goal scoring threat. And even then, I knew that Bayern were not going to take that game. They're obviously going to take it seriously, but they aren't going to take it. They're going to go full force at Benfica. And Benfica have motivation to actually try and play for that game and that result. And so... I think it was pretty obvious that even if we managed to win, we wouldn't win by enough goals. And even if Bayern would win, I mean, right now it doesn't look like they are even going to win because they've been playing so bad. But shout out to everyone in the chat. Shout out to Seb. Shout out to Mr. Krabs. Sadistic for you to commentate that result. That's detrimental for your team. Yeah. It was pretty tough, but I had to take the offer. Yeah, they really made me commentate the other game. It was, hey, you know, it's the job you gotta do. As a journalist, you have to be ready for anything. Like, if I have to commentate a River Plate game and they have to score a goal and I have to praise how good their team is, I have to do it. I have to do it. There's no, you know, I have to deal with it. And I would be pleased to do it because it's like my job and I enjoy doing it, honestly. But in this case, it was just, not a good feeling because Bayern were just so bad in that first half. Hey, Brandon, thank you so much for joining. Welcome to everyone as well. Sorry for joining late again. They made me stay up for the entirety of the first half, which wasn't planned. I was supposed to only do the first 30 minutes. But yeah, it is what it is. No clue Cavani was at Boca. It was like a big deal that Cavani came to Boca in the first place, all the way back in the middle of 2023. So yeah, he's been here for 2 years now. No trophies, not many great performances in important games, and has honestly been a letdown, if I'm being honest. Has played like basically half the games he's been available for, considering his injuries and whatnot. It's been pretty disappointing. I do think it's over as well. It doesn't look like we're gonna score 6 or 7, which now that Benfica has scored, we realistically need 7. Because we're down in fair play points because we had 2 red cards in the first game against Benfica. So we're behind in fair play, and that means that we have to score 7. We have to score 7, and then Bayern has to come back. And right now, it doesn't look like we're going to score 7. In fact, Auckland has just scored. I don't know how to break it down to you guys, but Auckland City has just scored from a set piece, from a corner. So that's great. So like, if you wanted to say that this doesn't change anything because we still needed 7-1. 7-1 would still be enough if Bayern comebacks. So we still need to score 6 more goals. This doesn't really change much. But like, wow, that's embarrassing. We're the only team to concede to Auckland City. Crazy. I hope this is a learning opportunity for Boca, just to how bad we are at defending set pieces. I mentioned it against Benfica when we conceded that header to Otamendi, that we are horrible at defending set pieces. I somehow skipped it over in my preview. I didn't mention just how bad Boca are at defending set pieces, and we've been for years now. It's not a manager thing, it's like a whole team thing, just how bad we are at defending set pieces. So I hope this is a learning experience, because before you could say, oh, but it's against Benfica, it's Otamendi, it's someone who wins headers all the time, he scores a lot of goals even in the Portuguese league and in the Champions League and whatnot. This is against Auckland City that we just conceded a corner from. And you know, I'm not mad about it because we're gonna go out anyway and it doesn't really change how many goals we need to score. I'm just hoping that it's a learning experience that we can use to actually realize how god-awful we are at defending set pieces. Yeah, it's a disgrace. What can I say? Yeah, those guys are just there for vibes. We conceded to part-time FC. We conceded to the 9 to 5 crew. That's crazy. It was an own goal. Both goals were scored by Auckland players. Yeah, they were telling me that the Boca's goal was actually an own goal by the keeper, not Di Lolo's header. From Bayern View live stream. Hey, shout out to you, Adam. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah, Bayern View, nice fellow. He gave me some space in his channel to give my thoughts about Boca, even though in his stream he was talking so much trash about us. But you know, it's fair. We were kind of like, ooh. Good opportunity there for Boca. Alan Velasco not able to tap it in. I don't know why I even got excited. Like if we scored, it didn't really change anything. We still need to score 6 more, and we still need Bayern to come back. So this is really not happening. Now I really hope we get a goal, because actually, in the Club World Cup, you get $2 million for winning a game and $1 million for a draw. So we could score a $1 million goal if we get a winner right now. So like, yeah, we need that $1 million goal right now to try and get something financially out of this, at least. Yeah, FB7, it's just not working out at the moment. I mean, they lost pretty badly against Bayern, but like, what can you do? Yeah, man, they scored from a corner. They won a header because like Boca is just so horrible at defending set pieces. It's not even real just how bad we are at defending set pieces. But I'm not even mad about it because like it doesn't really matter. We still need to score 6 goals. 7-1 is what we need, and we need Bayern to make a comeback. Kane is on, so Bayern chances of turning this around are still intact. Did they sub in anyone else than Kane? Because I don't know if it's much of a striker what they need, but they need to create some chances. And I was saying that Benfica were playing a very good, solid, low block. Just, you know, solid defending, all of their lines tied together, not allowing Bayern to have any space. And I was like, they really need Olis in this situation. Okay, Olis is on, Kane is on, Kimmich is on. So that's good. Meanwhile, Benfica has subbed on the 2 Turkish, Koçku and Artukoglu. So this is good. Bayern are definitely trying to go for the result, as the game has been stopped, I think, because of a storm. I'm gonna actually stop the clock because I think that the weather is not gonna allow this game to continue for now. But that gives me more time to catch up with you guys. How has your day been? What have you been up to? Matt, I was telling the chat that I am not here for the first half because I was at school, my sports journalism on university, where I'm taking a course on narration and commentary, and they made me commentate the first half of the Bayern Benfica game. Originally, I was only going to do the first 30 minutes, but they allocated me and they left me do the whole first half. And yeah, Bayern were just horrible in that first half. They created absolutely nothing. Benfica deservedly won the lap in that game. And yeah, as of now, they are topping the group, which is kind of crazy. I don't know if it's really good for them to top the group, because that means that they're going to have to play Chelsea. But at this moment, Flamengo looks stronger than Chelsea. So I don't know. Maybe you want to dodge Flamengo. I'm not one to say that. But I don't think finishing first and second really makes much of a difference for these teams. I think that Bayern would be the favorite against either one of those teams. And Benfica would probably be the underdog against Flamengo as well, and Chelsea. So not really sure how to feel about it entirely. But at least it seems like Bayern are going to try to go for it. Now it's up to Boca to score 6 more goals. I don't know. It says the weather. Adverse weather. I don't really understand what is it, Seb. Yeah, this is the first time a game has been suspended. Yeah, it's been a reoccurring issue apparently at this Club World Cup. Lots of delays because of the US weather. And if this is going to happen at the actual World Cup as well, I don't know. This is not right. Yeah, Brandon, like Davo being a Boca and a Man United fan, like that has to be absolute hell. I don't know how he does it. Imagine that he is a Boca fan after Boca won their last Copa Libertadores, and he's also a Man United fan after Man United won their last Champions League. So like he hasn't seen Boca win a Libertadores and he hasn't seen United win a Champions League. So like it's tough for him out there. Yeah, Adam, it's over. It's over. We don't have offensive threat. Like we hit the post a couple of times. We were close, but like we're never scoring 6 past these guys. And I don't know if I can trust Bayern to actually pull off the comeback, because Benfica were just defending so well, and it didn't look like Bayern actually had the motivation to go for the game, if I'm being honest. They might have the motivation to go for the draw and finish top of the group, but like I don't know if they're gonna go all out trying to win the game for us. The more goals they could score, it means that the less goals we have to score, so that would be something, but I doubt that they'll even make the comeback, if I'm being honest. Would be detrimental for you a lot if it turns out Benfica won or draw, so hope is dead going into the final 35 minutes of the match. It would be pretty bad. It's already looking that way. I was up until just after 5 a.m. this morning, just had 6 hours of sleep. Yeah, Flamengo Boca would have been insane, but it's not gonna happen. Me against HH, if it was Boca Chelsea, dude, we had so many narratives with the matchups in the round of 16, but we only have ourselves to blame. Like we had, we were 2-0 up against Benfica, we were 2-1 up with only 6 minutes to go and being up a man against Benfica. We were drawing 1-1 with Bayern Munich, having only 7 minutes to go. We couldn't close that out either. So like, it's... Oh, Bayern got an equalizer. Okay. So it's getting interesting. Offside? Shit. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's possible, guys. What can I tell you? And we can only blame ourselves because we played great games against the European teams and we let the ball drop twice. And so this game now, like, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Even if we could get 6 more goals, like, it doesn't matter. Yo, Titanes, thank you so much for joining. It is embarrassing conceding to Auckland City. It is what it is, man. Like, I was telling everyone, at least use this learning opportunity to learn how to defend set pieces, because if you concede a set piece to Auckland City, you have to realize that something's wrong. So yeah, I hope that we at least win, so we take those extra $1 million from the prize money of winning a game, because you get 2 million for winning a game and 1 million for a draw. So like, we could literally score a $1 million goal at this moment. It's not looking great. So Kimmich had equalized, but it's ruled off by offside. Yeah, I mean, it was never gonna happen. Boca and Arsenal fan will be worse. That is right. Hello, Mike. Thank you so much for joining. Usually I make the Boca reviews at the end of the year. It has been like a reoccurring theme for me to like update how Boca is doing at the end of the year, and it's just me ranting for like 15 minutes and crying about how horrible we are. But yeah, I'm most likely gonna make a video with a short one, like with my thoughts on Boca in this Club World Cup and what am I gonna do for the rest of the Club World Cup, because I still wanna do watch-alongs for some of the games, especially the ones involving South American teams. I don't know, maybe there's a chance. Tell me, guys, if you'd like to see a hate-along for River Plate against Inter Milan tomorrow night. Tell me if that's something that would interest you guys. I'm not usually one to make hate-alongs, but I'm gonna watch the game anyway. So like, if you want me to stream that game, I could make a watch-along for River Plate against Inter Milan to see if at least Inter do us a favor and get River eliminated as well alongside us, or if we're really gonna be the only CONMEBOL team to not make it out of the group. So let's see what happens. Hello to Abdallah and hello to Jason as well. Thank you so much for joining. Surprised that we're actually having this many people for a watch-along that's only gonna take place for the second half, for basically a dead rubber game that is currently suspended by the weather. Boca and Inter fan would be tough. That is true. How are you? I think Boca has been declining, but I'm still proud of what they did, especially against Benfica and Bayern. Yeah, I mean, we did well against Benfica and Bayern. I think that what happens in this game doesn't really matter to me. Doesn't change my mood. Yeah, we only have ourselves to blame. I'm honestly satisfied with the performances on the pitch. Things just didn't go our way, and we were up against 2 superior sides in the end. Benfica game was super winnable, but we let it drop. Bayern game, we should have lost by a bigger margin, but we were somehow holding up to a draw. Yeah, it's disappointing. Disappointing because on paper, getting a draw against Benfica and losing by 1 goal against Bayern isn't really bad. It's actually, I would argue, a good result and a good campaign. But man, when you look at how the games played out, we really had the chance to make it out of this group, and it's just disappointing that we couldn't see it through. Now against Auckland, like, it's just whatever, man. We had to do something against one of the European teams. River Plate hate watch, please. Okay, I may do that. PSG Miami would be pretty good. Yeah, PSG against Messi would be great as well. Would it mind? Okay. Yeah, they scored a goal. They shared the pitch with Benfica, Bayern Munich, and Boca Juniors. I was telling, like, guys, honestly, if we invite the entirety of the Auckland City delegation to La Bombonera, like, give them a whole tour visit, the installations and everything, showing the museum and whatnot, don't you think that they concede 10? Like, if we offer them a full paid trip and we allow them to visit La Bombonera, and we also pay their leave, Like we pay their vacations so they don't have to keep work. We pay their vacations and we pay them a guided trip to La Bombonera. Don't you think that they allow themselves to concede 10? Just saying, just throwing that out there. I think that we didn't play this one smart, in my opinion. River Plate for the win? Hell nah. Vas a parecer un dolido. Listen, if it gets me views, if you guys want to see a hate along for the River game, I'm gonna watch the game anyway. So like, it's only a matter if you want to see that or not. I'm not one for hate alongs usually, but like, I'm running out of Boca games now, so I might as well watch the other Argentinian team and the other CONMEBOL teams afterwards. River Plate ain't getting eliminated. It's not likely, I don't think. Even if they lose to Inter, Monterrey still has to do their diligence against Urawa Red, and Urawa Red are not a bad team. They've shown it. Yeah, I mean, I get that as well. What are your thoughts on that Atletico getting eliminated? It's just another Simeone thing. Like, people that still rate Simeone, I don't understand. And that guy is just a fraud. He's made a whole career out of winning 2 La Ligas in 10 years. 11 years. 2 La Ligas in 11 years with the budget you have. And he's getting glazed everywhere like it's a big accomplishment or something. Simeone is just a chronic loser. There's nothing more to it. Sorloth is a horrible striker, and Julian Alvarez was really good in the first game. Was a bit unlucky against PSG, but after that, like, he started missing goals as well. Like Sorloth, I think, like got a disease onto him, and Julian Alvarez began missing goals as well. So it's really horrible from Atleti's perspective, but shout out to Botafogo. They honestly deserve to go through. When Pep got pin slashed by Arsenal, yeah, the whole hate watch. I follow back River Plate because of Alvarez and Echeverri. Echeverri already making his debut goal with Manchester City. Decent free kick, but it went like towards the middle. Like, I don't know what the goalkeeper was doing, but it was a pretty good free kick, I gotta admit. Another slaughterhouse. Listen, with the Club World Cup so far, we can never assume. We also assume that Miami would either finish third or bottom of that group, like easily. They would have had no chance. For a moment, they were topping that group. For a good part of that game against Palmeiras, they were topping that group. So, like, I do agree that PSG are the favorites and they should obliterate Miami, especially with how horrible their defense is. But, like, we cannot assume in this Club World Cup. It's something that it has taught us. Student teacher Christian Gray has scored for Auckland City against Boca Juniors. For Auckland City against Boca Juniors. Jesus, it took me a while to read that. Yeah, like, or set piece defending. That's all there is. We need to learn how to defend our set pieces if we want to have a chance at any silverware this year, and if we want to qualify to the Copa Libertadores for next year, which is the main objective, obviously. It would be a disgrace to not be in the Copa Libertadores 3 years in a row. That would warrant a half-an-hour video already on Boca Juniors. Peñarol should have gone instead of Boca. Peñarol, I don't know if they would have done much better, if I'm being honest, but, like, maybe, who knows. We're not missing Riaño, like, El Tanque Riaño. That guy was so bad. The only reason I hate Atleti. Rank and Chris doing a Palmeiras Botafogo watch-along. I may have to be the Botafogo supporter in that one. Just to go, like, against the current and try to piss off Chris. Chris is just a great guy. If you don't follow Brazilian Fury on Twitter and on YouTube, you don't know what you're missing. 16 minutes, the ball was in the second half when he knocked us out of the Champions League. You need Uruguayans to win something. Last time Atletico won something, Suarez was there. Well, they still have Jimenez. And Jimenez is also a chronic loser. I still remember that he was crying before the game was over against France at the 2018 World Cup. Jimenez is also a chronic loser. Not all Uruguayans are winners. But yeah, Merentiel, like the moment that Merentiel was off in both games against Benfica and against Bayern, we fell apart. Linesman is destroying Bayern's chances. Listen, if it's offside, there's nothing that you can complain to the linesman to. The best team in the world against a bunch of players in a retirement vacation, I can just concede. Yeah, I don't think Miami are getting anything in that game, but we may have to do a watch along because like I'm running out of Boca games. So I don't have much content to do on the Club World Cup. I kind of have to do those watch alongs and then just focus on videos on other topics, I suppose. I can't forgive Tag Manager for jinxing Porto. I mean, there were many high points of the tournament for Porto, Mats, if I'm being honest. Inter Milan and Juventus could meet in the quarterfinals, maybe. Assuming they well, Juventus is already through. Assuming Inter make it through. Cavani and Forlan, my Uruguayan goats. What a player. Both play for United. That's why you're saying it, but yeah, both amazing in that part of that trio that led Uruguay to the semifinals of the 2010 World Cup. And if I'm being honest, if Uruguay make the final, I think they beat Spain. Because if Spain in 2010 had the entirety of Europe on lock, the only thing that they couldn't figure out was South American teams. They had to take it to penalties. They didn't take it to penalties. They won it 1-0 against Paraguay, but Paraguay had a penalty. They could have easily won that game. Paraguay had chances of beating Spain in that game. It was by far the toughest game that Spain had to face in that entire World Cup campaign. And right after winning the World Cup, they went over to Argentina. They lost 4-1 to us. So like South American teams were the nightmare of that Spain team. They could beat any European team and easily as well. They would dominate them. Against the South American teams, it wasn't so easily. So I think that if Uruguay would have made the World Cup final in 2010, I think they win it. Honestly. He was active in the... Yeah, Chris is just a great guy. It's been a long time since I've been seeing your content. Would love to do a collab and with you talking about this Club World Cup. Sure, Jason. My Twitter is in the description below. You can click that and send me a DM, and we can try to work up something for a potential collab. If I still need to make more content on the Club World Cup, I'm interested. That Spanish team for me is the greatest footballing team we've ever seen. Well, you could say greatest national team. To me, still nothing tops Pep's Barcelona. Like what I saw with Pep's Barcelona from 2009 to 2011 especially, I've seen nowhere else. Like that team was just perfect. I could watch that team for days. That's insane. Spain also couldn't figure out Switzerland. Yeah, but I think that they got pretty unlucky against Switzerland in that opening game. Yeah, they scored 8 goals in that tournament. They did beat Chile, but that also wasn't an easy game for them. Like, no game was easy for Spain. Arguably, their easiest game was against Germany in the semifinals. Like, that was the game where they really didn't suffer whatsoever, which is shocking because that Germany team was so insane. But Spain just knew how to handle the European teams. Imagine Spain going up against those Cartaraves in a World Cup. It almost happened. Everyone hated the 2010 World Cup ball. Well, the Jabulani had a lot of issues. I think it really hindered the quality of the tournament overall. I thought Benfica would get grouped and they're topping it. Yeah. They're avoiding Flamengo. Yeah, honestly, I think that you'd rather avoid Flamengo at the moment, looking at how Chelsea has looked. Okay, since it's taking a bit for the game to resume, I'm gonna get myself a coffee. I'll be back real quick. Man, I got here so late that I didn't even have time for a coffee. Like, I got here, I turned on my laptop, OBS shits itself and doesn't allow me to start the stream right away, and so I have to wait there until OBS got this stuff together and I was able to finally start the stream. I sit down, and the second half is already starting, so I have to like rush to start the stream. So yeah, I finally get to have a break. I was thinking about it because they're showing the Bayern Benfica game on the split screen, that this is kind of depressing, because if Bayern doesn't win, the Boca players are gonna come out here for whatever's left of this game, and we're gonna know that it doesn't matter anymore. Like, if Bayern doesn't win, we're gonna come out to play and it's gonna be for nothing. We already know that we're playing for the $1 million prize. That would be at least winning the game, but we already would have no chances of qualifying. So the fact that the Benfica Bayern game is still going on and this one is still here, stopped because of the weather, it's gonna make the ending pretty depressing. It's 77 minutes and Bayern hasn't even gotten an equalizer. So it's looking doomed, chat. Like, what do you want me to tell you? It's looking Joe over. Let me catch up with what you were saying. 2012 Spain was better than Spain 2010, aside from the absence of Villa. Well, but David Villa was just a phenomenal player. Like, we saw what he did at the World Cup and what he did later on for Barca as well. Madrid three-peat, most successful. Barca 2010, most dominant. Well, sure. I guess successful and dominant kind of go hand in hand, but I would say that Barca 2010 was like the best footballing team I've ever seen. Renk, is there any chance to see you in Canada if Argentina plays there? Absolutely. Absolutely, there's a chance. I already have the money. Chat, this is between us, okay? Like, I don't want you to tell anybody. This is between us because I don't want to confirm anything. I already have the money for the tickets to fly over to the US for the World Cup next year. So I already have that. I don't have a lot of extra money for tickets to the actual games. So it's very likely that next year I'm gonna be in the US for the World Cup. I don't know how many, if any, games I'm gonna attend. I'll do my best. You know what you need to do? You need to subscribe. So that way I can actually save up money to go. People are going crazy outside. What's going on? The game hasn't resumed. I think it's just kids in school. It's a PE class. Jesus Christ, they almost blew my window. I already have the money to fly over to the US, so it's very likely that I will go. I have family in the East, both in New Jersey and Philadelphia. So like, if we can look up that real quick, I'll show you what I mean in a bit. Yeah, the Jamolani was a beautiful ball, but like, it didn't serve its purpose well. Yeah, Vladislav, thank you so much for joining, by the way. Like, we should be winning this, but even if we win, it doesn't really matter. Jason, I've been loving the Club World Cup. What can I tell you? Even though Boca has made my heart spike and like it has given me more pain than anything, the tournament itself has been fantastic. What can I say? I think they should keep it 32 teams. I think this needs to remain the format. But honestly, I wouldn't even mind seeing it every 2 years, because like, this tournament is just amazing. What can I say? Seeing up against the CONMEBOL teams, against the UEFA teams, against the CAF teams, against the AFC teams, it's absolute cinema, man. the CONCACAF teams bringing their flavor too. This tournament has been great. What can I say? This is kind of what I expected, that the group stage would be super good, and then there's potential for the knockouts to, especially quarterfinals onwards, to just be like the Champions League plus a few teams. So I think that this is the best part of this tournament. After like the non-European teams are eliminated, I think it gets kind of boring, but still would be amazing, because at that point you just get like Bayern Munich against City and Real Madrid against PSG. Like you get banging UCL ties. So like I think the tournament is just great. Foresight, thank you so much for joining. Alejandro, thank you so much for joining. Really good to see you. Yeah, obviously I wanted Boca to go through as well, but it is what it is. Like, we choked it against Benfica, we choked it against Bayern. It's what we get. We can only blame ourselves, if we're being honest. I have a friend from Honduras, and I remember we watched Honduras and Spain in 2020. Yeah, that was a no match. I agree with that. Yeah, Benfica were just defending so well. At least from what I saw in the first half, their low block was just impenetrable. So I'm not surprised that Bayern are struggling to break through at the moment. The World Cup draw is in December. Yes, that's when I will know where Argentina are going. Let me show you real quick. I need to actually open Wikipedia for that. World Cup 2026. Meanwhile, let me follow up some of your comments. If Bayern loses, the Boca players will see, and B, that's the point now. Yeah, like, that's what I was talking about. Like, the other game will already be over, and the Boca players will know that, yeah, it's already over, and we're only playing for honor and $1 million if we win. I need a place to stay. You can account me in Toronto. That's great. Thank you so much, Ali. Like, it would be amazing, because Toronto is one of the venues in the East, and if Argentina gets seeded into the one group in the East that has a match in Toronto, I would really appreciate staying over with you. It would save me a lot of money and a lot of headaches, so that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for that. And we could also collab as well, so it would be double amazing. Imagine you buy tickets in the US, but you then find that Argentina's group stage games are in Mexico. No. Like, I would just, like, I'll wait for the draw to actually get the tickets. Yeah, Benfica just parking the bus. So let me just show you real quick. Let me show. I need to put my camera back on. Let's see, and then my browser. This is in Spanish, actually. Let me change the language real quick. So here's the group stage. Argentina are going to be pot 1. So this group A, that already has Mexico seated in it, we cannot go into. This has almost all of its games in Mexico, except for this one game in Atlanta. So we dodged that. This is the Canada group. We also cannot go into this group. It has games in Toronto. It has games in Santa Clara for some reason. Even SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, like so far away. But it plays all over Canada, basically, and nearby places in the West. And we cannot go there. This Group C is the first team, the first group where Argentina may be seated. And we have Foxborough in Boston, MetLife in New Jersey, Lincoln in Philadelphia, again in Boston, Hard Rock in Miami, and Mercedes-Benz in Atlanta. This group would be pretty good because, as I told you, I have family in Philadelphia, I have family in New Jersey. So, like, if we are at MetLife, I'm right there. If it's in Lincoln Financial, I'm right there. And if it's in Boston, it's a short trip. So then the last match day, going to Miami, going to Atlanta, that I will have to take a flight for. But it would be a pretty decent group if we landed here. And then there's the USA group, we can also not be seated here. And this is actually in the West. It's in like the SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. It's in Seattle. It's in Vancouver. So like the fact that all three groups from the hosts are either in the middle or the West makes it incredible for me, because it means that the other groups have a space in the East where would be better for me. This one, Group E, Philadelphia, Houston is not great. Toronto, I can go with Ale. Kansas is not great. Philadelphia is great. New Jersey is great. So if Argentina happened to play in Houston or in Kansas, that would be pretty unlucky. I just realized that you probably haven't been seeing the whole thing. What I was saying before, over here in Group C, like Boston, great. New Jersey, incredible. Philadelphia, incredible. Boston, great. Miami, not so good. Atlanta, not so good, but it's only one trip for the last game if I have to make it. Then this one, Philadelphia, great. Houston, not so great. Toronto, great. Although I do have to cross a border, but if I can stay with Alejandro, that's a plus. Kansas, not great, but sure. Philadelphia, great. New Jersey, great. So Group E would also be amazing. Group F, we see Arlington, Texas. Guadalupe in Monterrey, not great. Houston, Monterrey, Arlington, and Kansas. This group, Group F, would not be great. Like in the middle and some games in Mexico, not great. Group G in the West, this is like nightmare scenario. We go into Group G. Go to Los Angeles, go to Seattle, go to Vancouver. Like, no, it's not working out for me. This one, it's technically in the East, but mostly in the middle, because Miami and Atlanta, somehow in the East, somewhat in the East, they repeat the same venues against, and then it's in the middle. Then it's Houston, Texas, and the Estadio Akron in Mexico, in Chivas, in Guadalajara. So this group also wouldn't be great, Group H. Group I, this one would be great. New Jersey, Boston, New Jersey, Philadelphia, Boston, Toronto. Group I would be perfect. This would literally be perfect. Like, I could just stay with my family, and if I happen to play this last game in Toronto, I can go with Alejandro. This would be the dream group. Group I is the group that I want Argentina to be seated into the most. And like I said, like Group E and Group C are also quite good. But Group I is like best case scenario. Because if Argentina go into this group, I just stay around with my family and I can go to pretty much every game. This one, Group J in the middle wouldn't be great. Group K wouldn't be great. Group L, it would be decent. It has a game in Toronto, another one in Texas, then one in Boston, then Toronto, then New Jersey, then Philadelphia. Yeah, Group L is actually really good. This one game in Arlington is kind of tricky, but for the rest, this Group L is also fantastic. But Group I would be the perfect scenario for me, if I'm being honest. My camera, what the freak? There we go. So that's the breakdown as to what I want for Argentina to get in the group World Cup draw in December. Yeah, FIFA really love making their fans travel for future editions. Wonder why. Yep. I will probably go to Toronto to watch a match there to see Canada and hopefully Uruguay. Argentina and other CONMEBOL teams will be playing there. Hopefully, yeah. Yeah, in Qatar, it was just you take a train everywhere. So, like, you didn't even matter. If Ecuador plays USA, I'll only go watch the round of 32 game. Unfortunately, because I don't want to travel to the States. And that's what I'm going. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, Boston and New Jersey would be amazing. Another shit miss from Sunny, man. Bayern are really not breaking through, man. It's not happening. Not a fan of countries co-hosting, honestly. Would be traveling nightmare. It kind of is, but it is what it is. Yeah, Alejandro, you need to post more content, man. We miss the Foresight boys. the inside, the CONMEBOL reviews, the La Liga talk with Real Madrid and everything. Yeah, like Spain, Portugal, that would be because they're small countries, but like Neymar is staying with Santos. Cheers for that. This game is just not coming back, it seems, guys. What can I tell you? The Bayern game is gonna end, and this Boca game is just gonna be a dead rubber game. Like, honestly, this is just a hangout between you and me, guys. Like, we're just being chilling here, and the football just has gone to a different plane. We don't care about football anymore. It's just about vibes. We're here for the vibes. We're here to hang out and have a good time. Try to eat my pain away. Try to forget that Boca are eliminated from this tournament, this beautiful tournament. Even though I think that Infantino is only doing it out of greed, and that the USA are probably not the best team to host it in, I can't hate on the football that we're watching in this tournament. I predict Brazil to win the 2026 World Cup. Well, a lot of narratives for Brazil, with Carlo at the helm. Neymar's last World Cup, if he even makes an appearance. The last time that... It's the longest drought that Brazil has had without winning a World Cup since 1994. It's been 24 years since Brazil has last won the World Cup. And it was also 24 years in 1994, because the last one they had won was in 1970. And so 24 years of drought, they go to the USA and they win it. So like, there's a lot of narratives for Brazil in the 2026 World Cup, but with the way they're playing, they're gonna have to improve. The US is not a great host for a football event. I'm sorry. Half the stadiums are empty. The passion comes from the fans that travel there, but the local fans don't really bring much heat. Imagine this Club World Cup in England, in Brazil. Oh, it would be absolute cinema. Bayern and Chelsea avoiding each other. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, they have that narrative, Mr. Krabs. In the minority probably, but England have always had great players, crab managers. Yeah, I remember you mentioned that earlier today. Yeah, I mean, England definitely have a shout. They're not out of the conversation. I don't know if they enter my top 5 teams in the world right now, but England definitely have a shout to win the World Cup. I'm not reading the comments, Mats, but yeah, very true. But fair play to Benfica, like, they played such a good first half, and now they defended so well. Yeah, they call it soccer, but like, it's not even that. They don't have passion, and even for the sports that they are passionate about, they're not that passionate. Did you see the celebrations for Oklahoma winning their NBA ring? Celebration, disaster. Like, no passion whatsoever. Yeah, Bayern hasn't been great this game. Did I have Bayern making the final? I had Bayern making the final in my predictions and losing there to PSG. I'm starting to really doubt my predictions. The players are coming out back onto the pitch, but like, I don't think it's gonna matter, because we already know we're out. We're gonna win for honor and those sweet, sweet $1 million. I don't think Flamengo can avoid Bayern. Because Flamengo wins in head-to-head against both Chelsea and Esperance. So like Flamengo literally cannot finish second. They are guaranteed top going into the last match day. There's no point. We can win. If we win the game, we win an extra $1 million. So that's what's on the line for Boca right now. Yeah, Flamengo still finished first. Oh, we better not lose to Auckland City, please, Lord. At least win the game. That's all I'm asking for. At least win the game. It cannot be that hard. I'm not mad we conceded. I'm not even mad we conceded because, like, it should show just how bad we are defending set pieces, but please, man. Oh, I just looked at the chance that Kane missed, Mr. Krause. Damn. Yeah, the NBA is just spectacle. Most of the American sports are just spectacle. Okay, Jason, I will check out your DM later. Yeah, the Boca fans are the only ones that have truly turned up, especially in that Bayern game. Like, basically, it was 60,000 people in Miami. We had an entire Bombonera in Miami. We moved La Bombonera from Buenos Aires to Miami for that game against Bayern Munich. The Boca fans, the best in the world, once again. And the best thing that this group has. This club has, the fans. Anyway, Benfica has won 1-0, and the fans in Nashville know it. The Boca players know it. We know it. We are officially out of the Club World Cup. So yeah, this is officially, when this game resumes in a bit, a dead rubber game. Yeah, Irvin, thank you so much for joining. We're out. Tottenham did finally win a trophy, yeah. One thing that I saw, someone compared Harry Kane leaving for Bayern Munich. Someone said, like, Kane left Spurs and lost his virginity. So Kane lost his virginity with an escort, while Son stayed to lose his virginity with the love of his life, basically. Sonny was the one who did it right. Can we agree on that? Sonny was the one to do it. Son Heung-min is our hero and should be hailed as that. Yeah, at least let's win it, Vladislav. I agree. Yeah, let's win that extra $1 million. That's also true, Irvin. When I was commentating the Benfica Bayern game, I had to do research for the game. This is Benfica's first ever win against Bayern. Like, Benfica had never beaten Bayern before this game. It was 13 games, 10 wins for Bayern, 3 draws. And they were 6 wins for Bayern that were by a scoreline of 3 goals or more. So like, yeah, I mean, but the Boca fans will still be there for the second half, even though we're depressed. Please have Plata score against Bayern. Hell yeah! If we have a Bayern Munich against Flamengo watch along, you bet I'm rooting for Flamengo in that game. I would rather win a Bundesliga than a Europa League. So that's where it comes. That's where they were comparing the Bundesliga to an escort. It's one thing a Bundesliga with any team that isn't Bayern, and it's another different thing if you win a Bundesliga with Bayern Munich. Like that. That's why they were comparing it. If it's a Bundesliga with Bayern Munich, you can win like 10 of those if on accident, if you just stay on the bench for the club. And Europa League is special. Europa League is more special. Chelsea fans, I think the Flamengo loss is a blessing in disguise. Yeah, they avoided Bayern. Unironically, they had to play Benfica now. If they win, or if they don't lose to Esperance, that is. Hello, AD. Thank you so much for joining. You joined just in time as the game is about to resume. It was delayed by weather. It was delayed by weather so long that Bayern and Benfica have already finished their game. Benfica won 1-0. Historic because it's the first time that Benfica has ever beaten Bayern in an official competitive game. And that means that Boca is officially eliminated of the Club World Cup. No matter, we can score 10 million goals in the 40 or 35 minutes that remain, and like it literally won't even matter. And yes, you're seeing that right. We conceded to Auckland. They scored from a set piece. So Boca are making a few substitutions, like Cavani is coming off, Velasco is coming off. Like we're officially giving up because we know it's like not worth it. Yeah, the Europa League is better than a Bundesliga with Bayern. A Bundesliga with any other team that isn't Bayern is better than a Europa League. But a Bundesliga with Bayern is not worth more than a Europa League. Titanes, I get it. But it's about the storyline. You know? It's about the storyline. Yeah, Flamengo could literally lose this game against LAFC 10-0 and they would still top the group. So like Flamengo has no incentive to play any of their starters. They can just rest for the round of 16 now. Yes, Vladislav. Right on the money. It's a Europa League with Tottenham. See, because the two people fighting against this are a Man United fan and an English who is a Kane apologist. So like, that should tell you enough about how this conversation is going. So Braida and Jimenez are gonna come in for Boca to resume this game. That's crazy. I couldn't even get my prediction for the group right because Benfica had to top it. Yeah, X-Man. Oh, the game resumed and like, oh, the game resumed and like Boca right away almost scored. My clock is like so far ahead right now. Let's see, like 54. Let's do like 40. Honestly, even though I'm like, I think the chat disconnected for a bit. Tell me guys if it's okay right now, because I think that the chat disconnected for a while, like my stream lagged due to something. Honestly, even though the game has resumed and Boca can still win and leave the tournament on a high note, I think that I'd rather just be, I'm gonna be honest with you, I think that I'd rather just be somewhere else. Okay, thank you so much, Vladislav. Yeah, not all South American teams are gonna make it out, and at this rate, it looks like Boca are gonna be the only South American team to miss out, which would be very, very disappointing on our end. We did get drawn into a tough group, but everyone had a tough group. Look at Botafogo. They had PSG and Atletico and they made it through. Everyone had a tough group and we couldn't get it done. So like, it's not an excuse. We are simply not the best in CONMEBOL. And yeah, we couldn't get it done when it mattered. And it sucks, it's disappointing. Now we're playing for honor. It is what it is. Again, he probably went to bed, but thank you so much to Titanes for that donation. Helps out the channel a ton, but thank you to everyone who's watched. Thank you to everyone who sent their message, who left a like, anything, watching all the way through, helping with the algorithm. Helps out the channel a ton, and I appreciate it so much. As this dream of mine continues to come true, to make football content for you guys and hopefully to be able to earn at least a penny out of it. The most important part is that I'm able to be here with you and share my experiences with football. Good and bad, mostly bad. With the Argentinian national team, very good so far. Let's hope that trend continues at least. With Boca, not so much. With Liverpool, at least we won a Premier League, but like the rest. Listo. Bueno, viejo, ya fue. ¿Qué va a hacer? Vamos afuera. No te quedes afuera vos mañana, digamos. Trata de ganarle al Inter sin medio campo. Vamos a estar ahí. No vas a dejar que Bober se separe, ¿no? Bober se tiene que volver juntos, en el mismo avión. Anyway, guys, like I was telling you, even though the game has resumed and there's still a chance that Boca may win this game and like leave the tournament on a high note, I think I'd rather be somewhere else. This was a bit of a rush stream anyway, and I didn't plan to stay for long. So yeah, I think that I'm gonna call it a day. Sorry to disappoint you if you wanted me to stay for the entirety of the game. But I arrived late. I don't have a lot of energy, and I think that the fact that the result of this game isn't even gonna matter. I think that I'd rather just call it a day. Yeah, it does mean nothing in the end, Adam. I haven't watched anime in like forever, Jason. I do enjoy anime. Death Note is the first one that I watched like fully engaged. Like obviously before that I had watched Naruto, Dragon Ball, Pokemon, Sonic X, like those kind of shows. But the one that I first followed and like I watched the entire way through was Death Note, and I liked it a lot. Then I watched One Punch Man and I liked it a ton as well. But I haven't really been engaged with any anime as of late, and it's mostly due to time and me not having the patience for it. Boca get a goal right as about to leave. Merentiel, our hero, against Bayern. the Auckland players are protesting to the referee. They're gonna check VAR for it, but yeah, at least Boca get a goal and we go in front once again. Merentiel, our best player by far this Club World Cup. They are saying that Zenon stopped that with his hand. He might have, honestly. This may get disallowed for a handball by Zenon in the build-up of the play. If VAR wants to check it, that may be a handball, honestly. I think they're going to disallow it. Okay, thank you so much, everyone, for understanding. I love you guys so much. Mwah. Thank you all so much for joining into today's stream, for enjoying my suffering through the Club World Cup. I'll still do more watch-alongs for the rest of the Club World Cup. They're going to go check VAR. Okay, I'll just stay to see what happens with this goal. But I'll start to wrap up. Thank you so much for joining for Boca's journey at the Club World Cup. I'll still be doing other watch-alongs for the Club World Cup. I'll still be doing content. So make sure to stay subscribed to know what's coming for the channel. That's not a handball. That's not a handball because it hits in this part, like right next to the shoulder where the jersey, like if it's this part of the arm this way, it's not a handball. It hit right here. This is not a handball. Here it's a handball. This is not a handball. It shouldn't be a handball. They disallowed it. Crazy. That's not a handball. This is not a handball. This is a mistake by the referee. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter, but that's a mistake from the referee. This is not a handball. I know because I learned it. Like a referee came to school and said to me, look, we looked at the FIFA rules, the official FIFA rules. A referee came into the classroom. We looked at the FIFA rules and we said, this is not a handball. So like the referee is making a mistake right here. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Thank you all so much for joining. I'll still be making content on the Club World Cup, so stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be seeing you all next time. Peace out.